Yo, 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 what's going down? This is JUSE with LR Backstage. I got one of my brothers, one of my best friends, the Trepeace here with me. Man, Trey, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Glad to be here, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Man, tell us. So where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Like, where is Trey and Gina right now?
Right at the moment, it's Guatemala. We're on a lake. It's called Lake Atitlan. It's a beautiful lake. It's super hippie vibes, very creative. We're here doing our business, which is audio-visual content for female-owned wellness brands. That's our niche, and that's really what keeps us going on a day-to-day. But that allows me to make the music, and that's where we really connect outside of the football, outside of being brothers. But in Guatemala, location independent, man, we're loving it.
Bro, so can you share a little bit with everyone how you all got to Guatemala, what that whole journey's been like for you all for the past couple years? Like, you were here in the States with your wife Gina. Shout out to Gina. She's a phenomenal content creator, teaches people how to do that as well. So that's why I wanted to get Trey on here just to speak about this. But man, I remember it was about 3 years ago when you all moved to, was it Thailand?
Philippines.
The Philippines. Okay. Yeah,
And
man.
even before that, shout out to Gina. She's way cooler than me. She keeps this thing going. And we're doing this thing together. And before we moved, she was a third grade teacher and I was in office management, and we were doing the corporate America thing. And the way we were growing, like personal development, some of the things we were doing in our corporate jobs wasn't aligning. And one day she came home and was just like, let's travel. And I was like, okay, so long story short, we quit our jobs and moved to the Philippines. And Wave Enterprise, which is our company, was actually built before that. And we just built off of that. It was really just music. I was making the beats. I was doing the engineering, still developing there. But she was teaching. And during the journey in the Philippines, she actually was still teaching, but had an identity crisis because she was doing online teaching and the internet wasn't good in Manila. So she was like, who am I outside of teaching? And long story short, after that, like 3 years into the future, she's been graphic designing. We've been doing this business together. I'm doing the audio, video side, and it's grown. Wave is actually 5 years old now, and we're having 5-year-old problems. Our plate is full, and we're growing, bro.
Hell yeah, man. And that's why I wanted to bring you on to the show, bro, because I've just seen you all's growth. Man, for all you all who don't know, man, Trey is like an exceptional musician, multi-talented. He's like a Bach, Mozart, you know what I'm saying, Beethoven, all mixed in one. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, bro.
So he's real nice with it, you know. Keep him away from
Thanks,
your
man.
lady. Keep him away from the ladies, you know what I'm saying? Because he's Mr. Steal Your Girl on the piano.
You don't want to talk, bro. You don't want to talk, man.
But no, that's really cool, bro. So what are some of you, like, your most passionate music projects right now? Like, what are you waking up every day being like, man, like, this is the aspect of my content creation, music production, and just whole journey. Like, what's the most enjoyable part for you right now?
Wow, I think the most enjoyable part is, and I have some projects in mind, but one thing is when we just had some friends visit us, and there are some songs I was working on, but I was able to kind of capture some emotions that you feel. Can you hear me? Sorry. Cool. Like we spent this time with them and they left, and it's bittersweet seeing them leave. And sometimes you can't put those emotions into words, but music you can. And like, I've been playing music my whole life, and I'm able to put some emotions that you can't put into words into music. And that translates through the content and through just my projects that I'm making. And that's super enjoyable to me, bro. Like, being able to put those things into song that you can't put into words, you know?
Right. So have you been able to find like a place of like creative, like your creative eye now, like behind the camera, to really kind of bring forth that whole element with the visual aspect, combining with the music too?
Yes. I think sometimes when I'm working on something, I'll get the whole visual element just like flooded into my brain.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm talking about. I'll be like, oh, I got the whole element like in one. And then it goes from like deconstructing it from the final and putting it down. But sometimes it's the other way, reverse engineering. It's like having a visual idea, which is cool to have that, and then putting a song or making
adding
something.
The music to it.
Adding the music to it. So
Right.
it goes both ways in the creative process.
All right. So, man, with Wave Enterprises, right? Like, what's I remember Wave started. I mean, I remember you doing beat packs, right? Putting your beat packs together, offering your mixing mastering packages in a sense. Are you still doing beat packs? Are you still offering mix and mastering services and stuff like that?
Absolutely. That hasn't gone away. That's still the heart of it. Music is still my heart, you know, so that's still there. Beat Store is still thriving. Got over 300 beats on there, still uploading. Got the mixing and mastering. And the rates are raising too. I've been developing since then. So it's a blessing to look back and, you know, see that progress and that I'm still doing it. I haven't given up on it, you know.
Facts, bro. What's your favorite part of like the musical creation process? Do you like writing? Do you like actually producing? Do you like mixing, mastering? Do you like performing? You know, what's your favorite aspect of the whole process?
Man, that's a good question. I think if I had to choose, I think the production aspect is the most enjoyable.
Laying
down the tracks, because I can develop freestyling, but I'm not a freestyler, so I have to sit down and really think to write. And mixing is fun, but that's still a process. Like production is kind of more free flow, and you just kind of freestyling some music, and that's probably the most enjoyable flow part.
Facts. Do you have any like recent music projects, specifically like placements or collaborations as of recently that you want to talk about?
Actually, yeah, a few things going on, but one that came out earlier this year in April, talking about my this is actually cool. I want to send you these links too. My travels in the Philippines, bro. Like when you travel, or if you have a vision, if it's music or something, like I've learned that everything falls into place. We went to the Philippines, not knowing anybody, and I got connected with the coolest creative people that like are like-minded, right? And through that, I met my mentor for production audio engineering. He founded this hip hop collective that's actually pretty famous out there. And we did a collaboration back in 2020. And they finally dropped it this year, and it's doing very well. So I'm about to actually make a little video and collaborate with their page. It's Bowel Clan. So it's a Philippine hip hop collective. They got an album out, and it's a really cool song. So that's coming out. I have a project coming out, a single that I just dropped, Another Life. It's like Tropical House. It's really cool. But yeah. Thanks for asking, bro.
Yeah, bro. What's your favorite genre of music to produce?
I'm in phases. My phase right now is Afro House, like piano Afro House. That's my phase right now because that's what I'm loving to DJ and perform.
Facts.
It might change to neo soul or something else, but right now it's piano.
All right, so even your DJ process, bro, like I've kind of seen you really scale that up a little bit as well over this time. So were you vote? How long have you been like mixing like that with your
same
your
controller?
that bro, controller. Right? Exactly. We got the same one, bro. How long have you been really playing with the Wii DJ? You know, the controller
yeah. I got my DDJ. February before the pandemic.
Wow.
So it's coming up on 3 years next February. So not long at all.
Right.
Not long at all.
Really, I kind of feel like I'm seeing you really catch that groove now, because even you saying like the Afro House. I mean, I'm working with shout out to partner Disguise with the Listening Room. He's a super producer, super DJ. You know what I'm saying? So like they tear the house down, and so
nice.
Just to be around that, like I know how to work it, but like just to see how they do it, shout out to DJ Dabby, DJ Dabby does our mixes, intro mix for the listening room every single Wednesday live.
Word.
Tears it down. So I see you doing like, are you DJing parties now? Is that one of the, like parties and events and stuff like that out there?
Yeah, I actually have a gig this Friday in here at the lake, and it's cool. I'm gonna actually focus it around Afro House, and I'm still learning, developing. I can't say that I mean, you get paid, you are a professional, but there's still a lot to learn. Like,
yeah, for sure.
One thing I've learned about DJing, and this is no like discredit to DJs who have mastered it, but it's more energy than anything, bro. Like, it's energy. Like,
yeah,
you could be super technical and be a master of the decks, and I'm still mastering it myself. There's benefits in being efficient, but if you don't have that energy, you can't connect, then it's like people don't care. Like, you have to connect. Yeah.
You gotta, like, it's all about the crowd, right? And like reading the crowd and being
That's
able
number
to play
one.
off that energy, right? Right. Because if no one's dancing, like, why are you gonna keep playing the same music? You know.
It don't matter
Right.
that the transition's on point.
Right? Exactly. Right? That's funny, bro. So what do you feel like there's, I mean, I feel like you are so well-rounded in your art, your craft as a musician, as a creative, as a DJ even. Where do you feel like you haven't tapped into yet in terms of yourself that you still want to explore? You know, what opportunities out there are you looking for? Are you yearning for? Like, where's the growth aspect that you're looking to tap into at this point?
That's a great question. As my music career, like, we play football. Like, I grew up playing Madden and like creating players. So I look at my music career kind of like that. And like, where am I at DJing or production? I might have a rating. And right now, my rating I need to boost is my live gigging, not DJing, but like open mics and actually getting my hours in being trepeace in front of a mic. So facts,
bro. I appreciate you saying that, because we just had our, the listening room 2 days, 24 artists in Vegas 2 weeks ago, bro. And like, it was amazing because it was a coalesced stage of people who had been doing it for so long versus people who had never done a live stage performance, But to see the energy of the people who never performed before, see how well they did, being able to parlay off the individuals that have been doing it was a really dope experience, And so,
nice.
I mean, out of 24 artists, man, I can probably say at least 6 of them, 7 of them, like could have been their first time ever performing on a stage, bro.
Wow.
So just in order of that, I'm kind of in the same space. That's one thing that I learned. I did a little set myself, and it wasn't a DJ set. You know what I'm saying? It was more so of just like me behind the boards, just really being the MC more so a little bit for about 25 minutes, and just still curating the groove and stuff like that.
How did that feel?
I felt a little out of place. I'm not even gonna lie, because like it is that mix in between. Like, I'm not a DJ. I got so much practice to do, bro, in the same realm. Just more so, just my presence on stage. Even if it is just being more so MC and producer vibes, and then also, I got my boards and my decks anyways, So I got to do a lot more practicing just with the controller, to be honest myself. Just to feel a little bit more comfortable when I'm up there, and vibing out. But
I feel you.
Other than that,
that's a cool environment to have that experience, because I can think for myself, like taking, mental reps. That's what we talked about in football, like for the beginners, to see people who are experienced. That seems like a really healthy environment. Oh man.
It was a once in a lifetime experience. Not once in a lifetime, it's the first of many, but I mean, we've been growing, our relationships with a lot of these guys. I mean, I got to give my shout outs, man. Shout out to Crime Fighter. They're legends, man. I mean, super producers, super artists, man. Shout out to Stocks, Cryptodamus, NR, Maine the Villain, that's Sifu McLeod. I mean, there's a whole line of them, but that's, they were the ones that were there at the event, man. Shout out to Matt Diamond. Shout out to Cavelli White. Man, these guys are like, I'm honored to look to my left and my right and feel like I'm surrounded by some of the world's best producers and artists, you know what I'm saying, and
nice.
MCs. Shout out to DeFi Dame, bro. All you guys, man. Awesome is JL, Dark Jedi, who's the Trog. Man, shout out to RC. You know, RC is one of the co-founders of the Listening Room. You know, he's super talented. That's RC the Wizard. So, you know, that's my mix and master, you know, engineer myself. But he's also a very talented, you know, artist, like vocalist, you know, writer, and does the whole thing, right? But that was his first time performing on stage as well, man. But he was up there like he'd been doing it for the past 20 years. Like, just getting everybody hype. So, no, man, it's a real special thing that we've been able to formulate, man, with the Listening Room. And we really parlay off each other. We inspire each other, man. Shout out to Nito. Shout out to Odd Shaped Shadow. Shout out to Stray Souls, man. Those were 3 other producers that are exceptional, dude. Like top notch, like international with it, man. So you're down there in Guatemala, man. You know, Nito's over there across the sea. Odd Shaped Shadow's over there as well. We got Stray Souls up there in Canada. We're here in the States. You're down there in Guatemala, man. So we truly are take pride in the fact that like we're a global collective, man. And like I've been putting my loops out. So I put my loops out, you know, so I've been able to collaborate with these producers when they're flipping my loops and making hits. You know, Odd Shaped Shadow over there in the UK from Nottingham, you know, he's hit me up in my DMs like, hey bro, do you mind if BBC picks up our track? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, do I mind? Like, what you mean, do I mind, bro? You know? And so these have been like the little opportunities that I've been able to come across from just even putting my loops out, man. And it's been a hell of an experience. So we're all vibing on that. We actually got the Listening Room live today in about an hour and 18 minutes. And so I wanted to do this LR Backstage interview, introduce you know Trepeace to the whole community. You know, everybody here. Hey, everybody, this is Trepeace. This is everybody. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start to integrate him into the fold a little bit. You know,
absolutely.
Moving forward, you know, he's extremely talented. So I want to introduce you all to him.
And to go off your question, asking me what I need to develop, I think at this point in my music career, on top of the actual music aspects, is the networking. Now I need to start networking and hearing how you all the shout outs and you're building a team and having more opportunities come out just because you have these people around you. That's, you know, I think this is perfect timing, us having this interview, us connecting like this, and me tapping in. And because I have things that are good, but, you know, the NFT world and how I could utilize that with my music, and there's knowledge that I feel like you guys are sitting on that I could start tapping into. And I'm inspired by seeing you have this mastermind, bro. This is pretty incredible to watch.
Bro, I appreciate that, bro. And I think like one of the biggest things for me has been like, it's like there's a huge need for that collective, right? Like the network, you know? It's like I remember, bro, just 5, 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, being like, there's no way. This is impossible. You know, all the chips are stacked against me in this Web 2, you know, life and placements. Even when it comes to sync placements and having to deal with music supervisors. And I mean, not having to deal with, but I mean, it's such a cutthroat industry, even when it does come to even a very viable option of placement when it comes to even sync placements, you know? But, you know, I found the need for, you know, I'll share. There's 2 main reasons why we started the Listening Room. One, we are all in the space, and I know you know how much it means for someone to hear your work and them tell you how amazing it is. You know, like, damn, like, yo, for someone sitting there to be looking at you like, that's you, and to be like, wow, like, man, you hit them pockets so nice, man, and like the way that you're able to take that up like that. I mean, just having someone compliment your work as an artist is currency itself, right? Like sometimes in some circumstances, like getting that validation is priceless. It's way more than any amount of money could ever give us, right? And so I remember feeling validated one time in space of someone be like, damn, like that's your music, and kind of giving the same back, like, hey, like let's hear what you got, you know? And we're all like, damn, that's you too, you know. And it's like the next person's like, man, this is what I got. And we're all like, oh my goodness, like we didn't even know we were all this talented. So like, what are we gonna do about this, right? It's like that natural vibe was so organic and so natural that we were like, we need to do this again. Let's just have another space to where we open up a space to where we are each other's ears, you know, like you might not have had someone you might not have played your music for someone in who knows how long, because you might have been fearful or, you know, a little timid, you know, but now just to have those couple people be like, oh, wow, like that's exceptional, you know, makes all that difference. I mean, and then the second prong of that was I was in the process of, you know, feeling like I needed to create a Discord, you know, server for my community that I had been building. But just the technicals and the time management of what that takes to moderate your own Discord server is just a lot, you know? And I figured we got all four of us here together, you know, how about, you know, why not take 4 artists with 100 fans each, bring them to one place as to just one artist with 100 fans, you know? If like one, you know, 4 artists with 100 fans, they're all music fans, you know? So we hinged our bet on, okay, I think if I got 100 people that likes my music, you know, and if I like your music, I'm pretty sure that these 100 people are going to like your music too, you know, and then vice versa. And the same goes for all 400 of us, you know. So now we got 400 people in one place as opposed to just 100, you know. And so it seemed like a no-brainer for us to really just develop a community like that to where we can just bring people in and just talk about our music, you know. And literally 10 months later, we've grown to a real-time music media company that's facilitating the creation, collaboration, and distribution, you know, artists' work. You know, like I said, we just came from Vegas, managed a stage of 24 artists, you know, being able to provide that exposure and support in 10 months, you know. So it's been pretty revolutionary. It's changed the discourse of my whole entire life. I've officially quit my full-time job. I don't know if that was the best decision, but no, it was the best decision. You know, I'm thankful for the support of my significant other, myself, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have been able to be on the road for 2 weeks and put on for, you know, the listening room and support the listening room from my capacity if I was even working my full-time job right now. So, it has shifted even how I maneuver my day-to-day basis. And with that being said, I feel like at this point in time, it is my duty to now provide the opportunity to anyone and everyone who's open and willing to accept, but also more importantly, man, the people that I believe, the people that I love and support, the people that I came up with. It's time that, you know, like, man, it's time. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah, I'm right here.
We can get on this stage together. You know what I'm saying, bro? You know,
I love that.
So,
I love that.
So yeah, bro, I want to be cognizant of your time, bro. I really do. I appreciate you, man. I admire you and Gina, man. Give a shout out to Gina.
Shout outs.
And man, I'm gonna hold you to it, bro. So can I hold you to being in your first listening room space next week? I know you got a little bit next week. All right. Next week. So let's have a track. Let's get a track. You can, man. I know you got music for days, right? So pick one, whatever groove you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? Pick one. We'll get it submitted for you in the listening room Discord. We'll showcase it. We'll intro you next week, and that'll be the intro to Trepeace to the listening room.
Got you, bro. Thanks so much for having me, man.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Well, with that being said, again, this is JUSE with LR Backstage. This is Trespeace, one of my brother's best friends, former teammates, and future collaborator and partner in the listening room.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, thank you, my brother, and we'll stay tuned. See you next week.